Hello, my name is Chelsea Smith. I'm currently enrolled in the Florida Atlantic University's Pine Jog Fellowship. In the first semester of this program, we travel around the county gaining hands-on experience through service learning. In the second semester, the program offers the opportunity to create a project that will change either policy or practice in the community. During the first semester, we traveled to the Dreyfoos Children's Garden. It was amazing to see all the life going on there. The bees buzzing right past your nose, the birds and butterflies flying from one tree to the next. It made me realize how little of that there is in my day-to-day life, and just how poor the landscaping is in yards, business fronts, and parks. The startling lack of native plant species for insects and birds to feed on is causing declines in those respective populations. This is an exponentially increasing problem caused by the planting of invasive and non-native species in landscaping. Therefore, I've decided to change the practice of improper landscaping at Dreyfoos School of the Arts by creating a native species garden that will incorporate sculptures from students at Dreyfoos. My goal was to increase the populations of these species on the Dreyfoos campus by creating a small, unfragmented space for these species, and to cultivate an appreciation for the outdoors among the student body. When trying to decide how to make a positive impact on this issue, I took a walk around the Dreyfoos campus and really started looking for bees, birds, and butterflies. While there were some, what I noticed most were all the large, open fields of just plain grass. There's so much wasted space on campus, serving no purpose, that could easily be filled with native plants. Once I had decided to build a native species garden, I reached out to the environmental club to gauge their interest. I got a lot of positive feedback and was granted permission by the club president to use the space behind the existing food garden. At the same time, the president of Student Government Association messaged me. We met the next day and discussed how SGA could help sponsor the garden. Next, I took measurements and did research on what plants would grow best in the space. The garden is 59 feet long by 42 feet wide on a slight incline in between two buildings. The soil has a natural, sandy quality typical of Florida, perfect for native plants. I emailed two nurseries, Indian Trails Native Nursery and Meadow Beauty Native Nursery. They both agreed to generously support the garden. Meadow Beauty provided marlberry, Jamaican caper, coontie, beach creeper, beautyberry, firebush, and saw palmetto, all at wholesale prices. Indian Trails provided cocoa plum and beautyberry at wholesale prices, as well as donating firebush, closia, southern red cedar, seaside goldenrod, golden mane tickseed, and beech verbena. In the meantime, SGA was busy promoting the garden. The morning announcements did a small shout-out, and our monthly magazine, The Muse, did a full-page feature on the native species garden in the Environmental Club's garden. Once all the plants were collected, the next step was planting them. All the planting took place after school and lasted long into the night. But after many hours, the garden was finished. While it may look small and barren, it's important to remember that all the plants are still young and have many, many years of growth left ahead of them. A year from now, these plants will still be standing and will have fleshed out to be a real spectacle. I can measure the impact of the garden on biodiversity on the Dreyfoos campus from the increased activity in the surrounding area. I have spotted numerous birds, bees, and butterflies that would otherwise have not had a place to live or pollinate and collect food. The next steps will be acquiring the sculptures to place in the garden. This will take a bit longer because of the time-intensive process of making a sculpture that can withstand the harsh weather conditions of the outdoors. Overall, I'm satisfied with the outcome of my project. I learned a lot about gardening and native South Florida plants. I also gained a lot of experience when coordinating a large-scale project such as this, and stepping outside of my bubble into the real world. Most significantly, though, I was really glad to be able to leave my mark, and a sustainable mark at that, on the Dreyfoos campus before I graduate in the spring.